Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna tie a really nice streamer, a sculpin pattern. There's many ways to tie sculpins, but I like to have a base of Zonker because that's a really nice lively material. So we will tie sort of a Zonker sculpin wool sculpin. And for the thread I use a 50 denier thread. Really not important, but some stronger thread is preferable in this kind of fly. And we will start with the belly because we will tie this like this. So we have to start first with the belly, then we will tie the fly upside down later with the hook up. This is so nice with these hooks. So this is a Ahrex TP Trout Predator 650 size. This is a bent streamer, 26 bent streamer size 2. So we will start with a little bit of Sculpin wool, which is a really nice material. This is the color cream, and I will take either a dubbing needle. You can use a dubbing needle just to give a little bit more volume to the material, or you can also use a small comb to comb it a little bit. And I don't want it too far, I want it like the size of the hook, so I tie that in like that with a few wraps, and then I don't want all this material, so I will cut it there, and then I will just press this backwards like this and go with thread in front of this material. And then, because the belly is a little bit light and then it gets a little bit darker when you're coming further to the head, then I will use another color of Sculpin wool, which is the color tan. And here I do like this. I cut it like this, and then I cut 1/3 of the material. So I will just use 2/3 with the kind of tapered fibers like this, and I tie it in with one loose wrap, two loose wraps, and then just tie it down like this. Press that back, and then I take this material that we cut off and I can tie that in. Something like that. This is a really nice material that gives a lot of volume, so you can use it for bodies and heads and everything. And we continue with the tan colored. And you use your dubbing needle or comb or whatever. Cut it in half this time. Tie this in. So now you will have half of material left, and that you can save if you're tying more than one. And when I'm here, I just take a little bit of super glue to be sure. And now we will cut this body. So I will have a scissor with long blades, and I just cut it straight off like that. And then you can pull the fibers a bit, and you continue cut it until you have a nice shape. So something like that. And now for the wing or the body or the tail or what to call it. I use a Zonker, and this is called, the color is barred orange, I think. Let me check. Yeah, no, it's actually called gray dyed orange, natural gray dyed orange. Yeah. And here you can do a little bit of measurement if you're not sure, but it depends how long you want it. I don't want it that long, so I can just cut it in the length I want it to be. And I always V-cut my Zonker strips like this in the back. That is a good length there. Then you need to, because we're gonna hook this material, so we need somewhere to put the hook, and it will be there. And I just hook this one, loosen the hook from the vise, pull the fiber down or the Zonker strip, put the hook in the vise again, and then I just pull this here and I tie it in. That is perfect, really nice. And then we cut off this material that we don't need. And I do a little base of this actually, because that is pretty nice, because we now will tie in the fins. You can either, of course, tie other material like some hen saddles or whatever, really doesn't matter, but I use the same material as I have for the wing or body, but I cut small pieces like 5, 6, maybe 6, 7 millimeters, like this, and then I tie them in on each side as fins, because this material is like Zonker strips, strip material, rabbit. It's so much both volume, and they move so nice in the water, especially if it's a little bit stream. Or a current. So that gets a nice volume to this, and even in the water. And I will take some super glue again. Perfecto. As you can see, this fly, when you have done it a couple of times, doesn't take that long time either to tie it. Very nice. And now in the head of this fly we want a little bit darker colorization or darker color, so I use this Sculpin wool again. This is the color dark brown, and here I take a kind of a big lump and I sort of measure it like this. It's just gonna go over the hook and be almost the same length, maybe a little bit longer than the tails, or sorry, the fins. And then I just spread it a little bit, so it's a little bit spread over the head, and I do 2 soft turns and then just pull it down. That is really nice. Perfect. You can tie this without any flash or anything, but I like to have a little bit flash into this. This is a flash from Semperfli. It is called Krinkle Bronze. No, that's a color actually. This is some, yeah, it's flash material. I will put it in the description so you can see it. I just take maybe 6-7 strands or something, and I cut it off, and I fold it once, cut it, fold it twice together, and cut it. So you will have them around 2 inches or 5 centimeters, and I just tie them in like this on one side, and then I pull them over to the other side, so you will have a little spread like this. That is nice. Super. And now the fly is ready, sort of. You can whip finish this. Then cut this off, and now time for the head. And for the head I use this Sculpin helmet from FishSkull in the size large, on this size on the fly. Of course, if you tie it smaller, then you use a smaller head. That's the simple mathematics. Oops. And I use, oh, now it's going to hell here. I pressed the button a little bit too hard, but I use this Zappa Gap gel. You can use some other gel super glue also, but this is pretty nice because it gets both sucked into the material but also holds this skull on place. I need some paper. We will take this just to clean it, or else the nostrils, what is called, will get stuck. The nose. And then you take your skull and just put it on the spot. Because you have a lot of material there, this will get stuck really good. And then we need some eyes. That is included to this bag of skulls, or Sculpin helmets, or Sculpin heads, or what to call it. That we will put on this. I normally don't do it because the fish don't care, but if you want it to look nice in your box, you can do it. I always also put a little bit super glue if I put ice. I do that in all my flies that I sell actually, because they will hold up better. That is perfect. Now you have a nice Sculpin with a great volume, and it will swim really nice, and it got this really nice color of the belly, which fish like when the fly goes up. So here you have a really nice Zonker Sculpin. You tie it